Hello everyone and welcome back to another week of indie game development. The plan for this week is going to be to add terrain inside of Unity and do some updates on my current water system. If you are new to the channel, first of all, hello. I am an indie solo game developer currently working on Tranquil Waters, a casual exploration game set in the 17th century with pirates. Without further ado, let's get started. So previously, when I worked on Tranquil Waters inside of Unreal Engine, I used real-world terrain data to create a landscape inside of the game. So I just had to find a way to do the same thing inside of Unity. Luckily, Unity comes with a tool called Terrain Toolbox, which makes importing height maps very easy. Now, as you can see, the terrain is huge, about 38 kilometers in both width and length, which is way too much, especially since I want to have an archipelago of islands. I don't want my player to have to walk almost 40 kilometers to get from one side to another. I also started working on my low poly landscape material, again very similar to what I did inside of my Unreal Engine project, and for day one I at least managed to get the low poly effect working. There was also this problem I had that took me a while to figure out. Yeah, I don't even know what draw instance does, but it was enabled by default, so it took me a while to find out the exact problem. But I believe this is all work for the first day, so I will talk to you tomorrow morning. Another day, I don't even know how to continue the poem, but I did some more work on the material, and now I have this kind of slope effect where I can set the fall off and the strength of the slope. However, that is only for the rock color. The other colors would have to be dependent on the height of the vertex. So finally I get the blending to work. So basically I have a color gradient in which I can set as many colors as I want. I mean, I'm pretty proud of myself for that one. One thing that I always wanted to do, and I feel like now it's the perfect time for that, is to upload an asset to the Unity Asset Store. So I think I will take the rest of the day to upload the material to the Asset Store so that I can help my other fellow game developer. I mean, how hard can it be? 33 days? Oh my god. Okay, well, I was kind of hoping that by the end of releasing the video the asset would be up, but I guess that's out of the window. But I will keep you guys posted whenever it goes out. Now I think we've come to the part of the video where I can say, if you liked the video so far and want to see me suffer more with game development, make sure to subscribe and potentially move the cursor more to the right and like the video as well, because it honestly does help, especially with my moral boost. And let's continue with the video. So it is now Wednesday, and the plan for today is to add more features to my water system, specifically getting tiles to spawn around the player to simulate it being an ocean. Currently I only have one tile to work with, which isn't really all that much. Now getting the tiles to spawn wasn't really a huge problem. All I did was get the player position and ensure all the tiles spawned around the player. The problem was when I had to get the tiles to move around together with the player while also ensuring that the player stays in the middle. This required a lot of math, which I did manage to get it working at the end, but I definitely had to take a break after that. And after my little break I went ahead and added another feature to my water system, and that is updating the tiles based on the distance to the player. So simply how it works, I can set the max update time for the furthest possible tile from the player, and the closer the tile is to the player, the closer it gets to 0. If I increase the variable, you can definitely see the effect better. Now of course I will never have it set that high, but you can clearly see what I was going for. Now this was a great feature in my head, but there is a problem which I did not account for in the beginning. Since the tiles are updated differently, that means the height of the edges are not the same, which no longer creates this seamless blend between the two tiles. So now I have these white lines which look really ugly. I will see if I will keep this feature in the game. If I do, I definitely need to find some way to fix that issue. But it's a problem for another day. Now, today was a bit of a different day for me. I started my morning as typical. Mainly, I wanted to expand on my landscape gradient and adding in a new feature. Simply, what I wanted to do was create a shore, right? So the sand color would not be based on the height of the vertices like all of the other colors, but it would be based on the distance from the water. The reason I want to do this is, let's say our sand color is set to 0.1, meaning 10% of the maximum height. If somewhere deeper in the landscape the height is even 0.09, which can definitely happen, it would color that vertex the sand color, even though there would be no water near it. So that's why I don't want the sand color to be dependent on the height, but more so the distance to the water. And when I tell you that I have spent the entire day trying to get this working, I seriously mean it. But sadly I could not get it working, and that's kind of where my entire day went. I did though manage to find a way to split the terrain into multiple tiles, so that's something, but no big updates for today at least. If anyone knows anything on how to achieve this effect, please let me know. So this is my last day for this week, and I mainly spent the entire day adding new landscapes which I thought could fit great into my game. As I mentioned previously, I did scale down the landscape since no way one island is gonna be 40 kilometers in width and length. So I decided that dividing the width and length by 4 and the height by 2 creates a decent sized landscape. But now I can still play with the values later on if I want to scale it down even further. So I believe this is all I wanted to show you to you guys today. I typically work on the game from Monday to Friday and then spend Saturday to Sunday scripting the video, editing, thumbnails and so on to get it ready by mostly Sunday, sometimes Monday like today, and depending on just my other things in life. I seriously hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I mean, if you came this far, that probably means you did. So it doesn't hurt if I ask to subscribe just one more time and maybe even like the video. And this is also a new kind of editing style for me. I have never done something like this, so if you have any feedback or even any kind of advice, do let me know, because it seriously does help. So yeah, thank you all so much for watching, and I will talk to you in the next one.